Good morning, everyone. Let me just set up here. Ooh, let's tweak that music. And welcome. I thought I was feeling better today. I don't know if I feel worse. I think I'll get some cough medicine later. Now let me think. Let's open up Blender as well, actually. So I can explain where we took off from yesterday. So, off stream, I did end up UVing our table with just these, the leg and the top, and also our chair with just a few pieces, just to get as much texture detail I can out of the whole UV space that it takes up. And then I baked that with the high poly with all the pieces next to it in Marmoset. So we got all the AO in the correct positions on everything else. Which I've now put into Substance. And I've just thrown on some base materials. I think the wood is a smart material. Oh gosh. But the only issue right now is like all the wood grain is in the complete wrong direction. Like it's correct here, it's wrong there, it's wrong there. We can ignore this. For some reason there's an error on this one, but they're using the same UV space. I don't think that error is present in Unreal Engine, but I am going to check. Otherwise that will be an issue. An unfortunate issue. I don't think that's the case. We'll quickly have a look. So yeah, I'm going to be working on getting the wood grain in the correct directions on all the pieces. Because they're incorrect in a lot of areas like here and wherever else. I'm quite happy with the color and the texture of this. It's not too bad. Right. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Okay. Oh. That's weird. My controls are a bit weird. Hello, Unreal Engine. I think there's a key stuck on my keyboard or something. Let me just restart that. That was weird. It was like stuck. The camera was stuck. What a fantastic morning. First thing to go wrong. Okay, now it's working. Weird. Let me just open up the chair. No, there's still an issue on it. You know, I'll fix that in a bit. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll mirror this one to here instead, because that'll probably fix it. Don't know why that's happening. We have a solution. I did scatter some chairs around just to see what it would be like. And some tables. I was just experimenting, really, just stacking them, putting them here and there, just to see if it filled out the room a bit more, which it does. I think we'll make a sheet, a texture sheet with like cloths and stuff that we can just drape over the top, kind of much like we did with this, with the piano. And the piano uses It's just a big square. So I wonder if we can make like 4 cloths with squares. I don't know. Because I do like the fact that you can get all this extra detail and dust and stuff that's in contour with all the folds and creases. I'd like to do the same. So yeah, it's looking a bit more where I want it to be. Not quite there yet, but it's getting there. There's also another thing that really bugged me, was like looking in this direction. It's like very samey, going all the way through, just because of this chair. And I get it, that's sort of what it's supposed to be, but I don't know, it just looks a bit boring. So I was thinking also of putting, maybe we drape something over one of the chairs or something, just to break it up a little bit, because I don't really like the look of it at the moment. There's not really much I can do other than that would make sense. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Looking more full, so I'm happy about that. We can close this for now. Let's focus on getting all this wood correct. So we want a black mask, but I want this one. And then we want to remove it where the wood's in the wrong direction. There it is, paste to mask. So anywhere where it's like here, going the wrong way, we're just going to remove it. Here as well. I think that has to do a different projection map on that. I wonder if we should triplanar it. No. We'll do something. Let's get rid of that one. And this one as well. Maybe we'll try playing on that. It looks like it already is, actually. Just want to check the seam at the back here. Yeah, there's a seam there. We'll figure that out. Let's do it this way first. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. That looks correct to me. All right. Maybe that as well. Okay. I think we got it. So I'm going to duplicate it. And I think if you've seen me do wooden props before, I've done something very similar. So I don't know, we'll just call that wood 2. And then we're just going to invert the mask. I think that would work. Yeah. Okay. But we need to flip the wood in here. I can't remember, it's probably this fibers. Like 90. And then these fibers. Also 90. And these two. 90 degree. Did that work? No. How about this as well? What am I missing? Ooh, it doesn't want to rotate. That's interesting. Ah. There we go. We just need to find those fibers. It's this one. It's close. Just wondering why that's like that. Is this? Yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything. It's because I'm using a smart material. I'm not quite familiar with it. There we go. Oh, that's so strange. Look at that. What a weird behavior. It's because it's going off UV. That doesn't make any sense. Must be the way it's wrapping. I'm just figuring this out as we go along. I mean, it looks correct in most places. Oh, very strange. I've got an idea. Or do I have an idea? How can we fix that? I got an idea actually. Let's remove that. Let's put that back onto UV projection. Where there's a seam, you can add a paint. We'll get a gentle brush. Find a nice gentle brush. Just erase it slightly. So very odd. Small fibers. Oh, I must have made a seam there then. I thought this was all one piece. We got it. Just gonna paint that back. Did that work? Not as intended. So annoying. Okay, I got an idea then. Gonna have to just do it by hand. It's basically everywhere but there. Okay, that should have done it. Yeah, okay, we've sort of fixed that direction. Except for this bit here, which I'm trying to find. Looks like it's coming from, yeah, this bit. Literally just masking parts where it's not right. Not the whole piece, I just want that area. I think I've got it. That looks better. To me, that looks better. Just going to check if all the grain is going in the correct directions for each bit. Because you wouldn't have like grain for like, say, this pole going horizontally. You would have it vertically. You'd go with the structure. If you could just imagine how a chair was constructed. I need to change this bit of the seat. Because it's all wrong, to be honest. That's part of this, isn't it? We do essentially the same thing again. I'm going to clear this mask. And then I'm just going to select the butt. And then I think I'll try planar all the grain. And I think that will work. So instead of UV projection, we'll use a triplanar projection. It's not quite, is it? That's it, we need to do it on these as well. think one of these needs to go that way. So say this bit. And this bit. Top and the bottom and the side here. This bit's correct. Just make another one. And we're going to remove this bit. Oh no, we've got to remove it from here first. Sorry, my bad. My mistake. And then let's add it back with this. And then we need to rotate everything. That's it. That's better. Here we go. The base as well. Isn't it? Better. Okay, I think we've got it correct. Yep, so the grain's going straight down on here. It's going across this way on here. Aha. It's correct to the front, but it's incorrect to the back here. I think that's on this one, yes. Let's remove you and this one. I believe we can just add one of these, but I'm not sure. That one's not working for some reason. Hello? Oh, I get it. It's because it's inverted, I think, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Now that's correct. I'm just going to double check everything before we move on. Because I'd hate to go back and start correcting angles again. But it all looks pretty decent. I think there's a little bit of a seam here, which I don't like. So just identify it. And we identify where that seam's coming from. So it's from here. Add a little paint, like we did with the top pole. Just gonna scrub it out of existence. I don't think that's occurring anywhere else. Pretty neat technique, huh? I think. Yeah, with this. That's darker. This is lighter. Just lighten up the stain a little bit in one area. Just to give it a bit of color variation. I think we should try that in Engine. So let's export the textures. Let's open up our engine. Let's import them. Oh. Let's import it and have a look. Always go back and forth because sometimes it looks a little different. I don't think I really have changed much in terms of color, so it should look more or less the same. Let's just get to the texture quickly. Re-import. Did I put one outside? I think I put one outside. I did. Yeah, it looks pretty crap outside. Ignore how slow it's kind of chugging along. It's because of Substance Painter. Not so bad. I think we need to change like the lever on it. Yeah, I think they look pretty okay. Nice shine to it, which I kind of like. You really get that color variation in the grain as well. Cool. Okay, I'm kind of happy with it so far. We want to go substance. Hang on a second. Whatever. I want to change like this top here. It looks a bit... I think because I just slapped the texture on it and that was it. I called it done. Let's get our little reference up. Now this particular one is very worn, so maybe we won't do it that worn. It's like this one's a bit more new. I wonder if I should add the crease in there as well. So what other lever do I have? There. Let's have a look at our base materials. We really don't have much. I'm going to have to download some base materials for this. So I'm going to go to Substance Source. See what they have. If anything. So much to choose from. Ooh. Goat leather. Look at that Chesterfield. That looks cool. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now. By some cool materials. I like the variation in this. That's why I'm looking at that one. Same with this one with like these scorch marks. It is like shopping. So what fabric do you want on your chair? Look at that sparkly one. Ooh, look at that. Cracked sharp leather. That looks very worn though. It might be quite interesting to kind of blend this with, say, something like that. So we can get some of these damaged parts onto a clean part. That could be a fun experiment. I'll download you. And we're going to download you. Where are we going? Back to substance. Where are we? I'm just going to import both of these. They're both base materials. I'm going to put it into the library. I'll just hide that one. I'm gonna drag both of them over though. Crack leather, and then there's this leather. But we need to tile it a lot more. I don't remember how much I tiled this one by. Did it by 8. It's a bit noisy. Can fix that. Just by lowering the height. It's also a bit dark as well. It's a little better. I think we do need to adjust its color. Ugh. Which is just a fun task on its own. We'll see about that. Let's try and make this blend and see what happens. We want to tile this first. We want to change the direction as well. Decrease that height, unless it comes up as a normal. Oh, it's so smooth. I bet this height range is too much. Does not look as good as I thought it would. Let's have a look at what paintbrushes we've got. Let's attempt this at least. And maybe we'll change the base material based on it. Ooh, don't like that brush. Or that brush. Maybe it's tiled too much. Right, let's see. Oh, what happened to this one? It's our old leather. I mean, it's it's fine. It's just, I mean, it's not that bad. This one looks better, I think, maybe. Maybe remove a bit of this here. Just to blend it a bit better. Maybe we'll add a bit on the edge, you know? Just scuff up the edges a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit, Maybe reduce some of the glossiness in it as well, if I can. Yeah, roughness. Maybe not that much. Try that. Why not? Do you want to put a bit of like grime on here? Or something? Maybe lighten up a bit of this wood here. I could do that now, actually. Just find that piece. I'm just going to lighten it up a little. Which bit makes it darker? This, isn't it? Yep. Neat. It's pretty neat. Let's have a look what that looks like. It might look a bit bad. Let's wait for our textures to load. There we go. Yeah, because they're sat next to each other, aren't they? There's kind of this odd repetitiveness of it. So I think I'm going to lessen it so the color doesn't show through as much. Just because if it was like a one-off piece on its own, I think it would be okay. It's just like, because it's next to them. Just seems a bit odd. Also wondering if I should spend the time to add these. So like this is like a plank of wood here and this is a plank of wood there. I'm not sure if I want to do that though. And just have it one piece of wood. Is it worth it? People gonna care? Am I gonna care? It's the bigger question. I think we should lessen that, though. Unfortunately. The other way. Just to get rid of that color a little bit. Let it blend. Like, it's still there. There's still some sort of variation in it. But just getting rid of the color a little bit. Maybe I should have just done it by color instead of by all. So we put it back. I don't know. Should we try that? Actually, it's not too bad. It's almost not noticeable. Until, I guess, you bring it... Yeah, you can still see it. Might not come up on the stream very well. Alright, let's put some dust on it. It just accumulates in the corners of them, of the pieces. We also need to change this metal as well. It's too glossy. Not tiled correctly. Okay, that does change it. Maybe I should just not use this this smart material for this. Unless this is the reference control. It is. Okay, we got it. We want it a bit rougher. And we want it a bit darker as well. If that will allow me. It doesn't change much. I don't think I have much control here either. I don't want to touch these because it's like, if you change the luminosity, it's like very temperamental. I don't think they look too bad though. Let's add some dirt. Just a tinge of dirt. Like some dust in cavities. This song is not very... Okay. I just don't sound very lively this morning. Very monotone today. Let's have some dust like accumulating in these crevices. A little bit lower. I'm just keeping the default color at the moment just so I can see where it's landing. This be much higher. Just gonna lower the color so it bleeds or blends a bit better. And I want to add another one as well, using a different mask. So like a layering of dirt. Don't like how it builds up there. It's not a very good mask, is it? It's awful. Change the color of that slightly. Change the roughness. Yeah, it's just going on top of all these. I don't like that. Let's try again. Not fond of that one. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? What was that? Was that dust occlusion? Don't even remember now. Because I think it was. No, this looks completely different now. Or is this similar to the other one? Just sort of want it like on some of these edges is what I'm trying to get. And I'm trying to just get it automatically rather than me hand painting it. I think we should put this one below that one. Put it a bit orangey, browny. Maybe a bit lighter. It's subtle, but these subtle things like add up. They can make a difference. Especially to like your roughness variations. Got some good roughness variation on this. I'm wondering if we should add like slight scratches and abbreviate like into the wood itself, but I don't know. I don't know if it needs that. I think it needs like in its crevices something very like a darkening. There is a bit of that, but I think it needs a bit more, like a stain. And I think looking at our original, we want some decorative pattern. I do have some stuff to do that as well. Let's just do one more fill. Let's try this one. Try getting into those crevices. Might have to just do it by curvature, to be honest. Invert that. Okay, we got into the crevices. Might just want this only on the wood as well. Put it in the wood folder. And I need to erase it from certain places as well. We just want color. I don't know if this is going to work the way I'm imagining in my head. It's got to be dark. Speed it slightly. Yeah, I'm going to have to erase some areas by hand. But you see, just getting that sort of effect is what I kind of want in some of these areas. But I don't really want it everywhere. But so probably the easiest way to look at it is in the mask view. And we'll just paint away some areas that we don't want. Let's try basic soft. Can we change the flow? Lower. Just remove all these unwanted areas. I don't want this large surface to be darkened by it. It's fine to leave a little bit if I want some variation there, but I really just want it in the crevices more than anything. Could have done it by AO as well, not just by curvature, but I thought curvature will probably give a better result. Check the table as well. Really just focusing on the chair at the moment. Slowly removing this. Just so we get a nice gradual gradient. Hopefully this shows. Do all this work and then it's like you don't really notice a difference. I don't think we really need it on here. Might want it around the leather seat a little bit, but we don't really want it on everything. I'm not too concerned about being super neat. It's not a really big deal. I'm painting with my mouse, so I don't think you can be super accurate with a mouse. Unless you like do this. I want some variation in it. Don't want it to be like completely uniform. See, it's darkened around these edges a bit. And in these crevices. Just gives it a bit more, I don't know the word. You know. We need to do the top here as well. It's like all over the place. I don't want it up here. I'm just going to increase the flow a bit. Maybe just slightly lower this up here, but mostly keep it the same. There's some sort of error here as well. I think it's just because of the way it's projected on the UV. That's fine. Just smooth it out. It's very subtle. But, I mean, if you look here especially, makes that difference. Which is quite nice to see. Might lighten the edges. I don't know if I want to put much more color variation into the wood, actually. No, I don't need to. I don't think we need to. I don't know. Maybe we just check that out. Then we can move on to some cloth simulation. Yeah, now you get that kind of edge there. Where crevices are darkened a bit more. Does the job, doesn't it? I'd like one with some tablecloths on them. Just to break up like color and look and variation. Pretty good. Not bad. Let me think now. Don't know if I want to do anything else to it. I think we're good. I think we're very good. I think I'll leave it for now. I'm quite happy with it, how it looks. Sure, I could put like some dings and dents on it. I don't know if I want to though. I think there's enough variation in it to be okay with it. I guess I could try. I don't know if it's worth it though. Just the paint one's probably the best one. Maybe a bit much. Just subtly, I guess. Let's have a look. Very quick damage material on there. Why not? Ooh. I mean, it's subtle. It's very subtle. I think I'll keep it. Excuse me. Okay. Let's stop messing with that. We'll be there all day. Let's try do some cloth sim now. Or actually, before we go, I wonder if we can get some pattern on there. Just for fun. Now I need to remember where I put this thing. Ah, I know. Can't remember if it works best as a high or as a normal. Let's test a piece. And then just see. It won't be 100% the same as our reference, but it will look comparable, I guess. If it looks bad, then we'll not bother. It's just in this one. I wanted to repeat either. We turn off the repeat. I'm going to put it in its position. I think it's supposed to be on this side. Yeah. Might need to lower its like intensity. It's not. And it's not terrible. It's a bit deep. Wonder if the height map version will do a better job of that. I just don't remember. I only used this once, this pack. Where is it? It's this, isn't it? Yeah. Oops. Okay. Looks like that needs to be inverted. If it can be, anyway. So levels, height. Okay, that was the issue with this, wasn't it? You got like this horrible square around it. Can't remember how to get rid of that. I don't know how I did get rid of that. How did you get rid of it? Don't remember. Don't remember. So that does look better, doesn't it? Than our normal version. Normal's like very gradual. Height 1 looks like more of like a carving. Might have to Google how to get rid of that. Let's see. No, I want it in Substance Painter. Just looking for like when you're trying to search for something and you can't really think of the answer to it, or like even the question. Like I can't think of what kind of question should I be asking. There is a way. I swear I did it before and I just don't remember how I did it. I think I tell you what I did is I put a fill underneath it that had a height. Or did I? Ooh, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, it's not doing what I want it to do, is it? I mean, it gets to a point where it disappears because it's like... Ugh. Let's just check. Ah, look at that. I might have fixed it, guys. Got to remember that now. Am I ever going to remember that until next time? Okay, so it's literally put another one underneath it with a height and then whatever blending mode that is, and it fixes that issue we were having. Okay, that's a little irritating. I knew there was a way of doing it. I just don't remember how to do it. I wonder if we could do like... Okay, put this on the color map as well. Okay, I can see what it's doing here. Oh no, I've put it in the wrong thing. That's why that's happening. Whoops, my bad. So let's call this base height. And then this is like pattern 01. Just so we don't get confused. Let's see if I can add. On base color. Can add some sort of It's not really changing anything of this. We would have thought like multiply would have done that. It does. Generate, we want, no, not generate, we want levels actually. Another level. Just on base color, we want to invert the colors. But I want the white to disappear and the black to show. How do you do that? We can just get one working, then we can get all of them working. So I just want like where it goes chipped into the wood for it to be darker. There's probably another way of doing this. Like based off the height channel. Just checked out your suburban home package. Looks great. Yeah, we've got 2 of them actually. And also there's the small town stores as well. They're really good. They're really good packs. I mean, I spent a lot of time making them. I mean, this pack as well, which I'm working on. It's just another building that can go with all those other packs. So you've got houses, you've got the town stores, and then you've got the church. And then essentially you can cobble them together and you can build your own town with them. That's kind of the idea. I don't know if down the line I'll build like a town with all the packs combined. I don't know. It's like, oh, I kind of want the church building, and I want the town stores, and I want the suburban bits, and I don't know. But thanks for the comment. They're really good building pieces. Kind of just endorsing myself there, but I'm being truthful. You know, that's kind of what I want, you know. But I don't want that white, I want that black. I wonder if we could do it with like a mask. But I'd have to do it on top. Let me think about that. So if we add another layer, and we just add this base color, but then we add a black mask. Where are we? Oh my gosh. And then the grayscale is going to be this. And then we need to put it into position as well. Oops, that's not working. That's not right. You need a fill on this. And then the grayscale. Church fits great. How long do you need for packs like the suburban houses? How long did it take me to build it, you mean? I tell you, like, each pack takes about 6 months of making. So it's like planning, preparation, block out. Then it's then we have to build the buildings. We have to make sure it all snaps together. We have to texture them as well. I would say between like 5 to 6 months. I mean, this project is just one building, but I'm spending an extraordinary amount of time to like detail everything. So it's taking a lot longer than I anticipated. Especially working on my own as well now. It's a lot. So yeah, so it's like 6 months of work, which is kind of crazy when you can just buy 6 months of my life for like $100 or whatever it is. I would need 6 months to make a chair. I would need 6 months to make a chair. This is taking me. This is the second day. Is it the second day or is this the third day? I mean, it's a chair and a table, and I'm putting some extra like flair to it. So, but yeah, I mean, some people work faster than others, don't they? What am I doing here? Okay, I need this. There we go. So what I was doing there was matching the coordinates of this texture to here, so they're perfectly aligned on top of each other. So now this layer will control the color, and now I should be able to put that to, yeah, and then, yeah, look at that. Ooh. Now we got like that dark stain. And we can adjust it. Isn't that cool? That's a bit of a nuisance to like set up But now that we have it, we can just do whatever we want with that. We can change how deep this goes as well. Isn't that cool? We've got the stain there as well, just to help drag it up. Wonder if we just need to lower the height though, because it's so strong. It might be let's try to do that with the levels though. So like bring the edges in. Just a little bit. Ooh, then that's screwing up our base, isn't it? We need to bring that back. I think that's pretty neat. Ooh, there's some more questions and stuff. Lab Game Studios asks, I was always more on the programming side when it comes to game development. Have spent about 500 to 1,000 hours in Blender, but I never managed to make something that really looks good. I mean, you can build a game of cubes, couldn't you? Someone did that and sold it for $100 million. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me to program anything, do you think I could do it? No, I can't do a single thing in programming. I need something I can see. I can't see beyond code. This is visual to me. Something that's visual I can grasp and I can take hold of is something I can bend to what I want. Whereas you must be very good at bending something to what you want just through code. And that's fine. Like, that's just a discipline. I've just noticed one thing. This grain is going the wrong way. I don't know who's responsible. Let's fix that. Not you. It's not you. Is it wood 4? It is wood 4. Don't even know why that's done that. Okay. Must have misclicked somewhere. That's cool. We got like a nice little pattern going on there. Maybe I should have picked a different pattern. There's so many to choose from. It's the thing. I'm kind of happy with that one. I think I'll leave it. Because otherwise I'll be here forever, just like selecting patterns. There's like a nice pattern down here as well. And I wonder if I have something that's slightly similar. Oh, I said that like a snake. Slightly similar. I mean, they're just dots, essentially, like circles. These are a bit more intricate. Maybe I do something a bit more intricate, just for the fun. Chair and table are looking great. Are you quite strict with matching assets and tileable textile density, or can props vary a bit compared to 4-meter wall 2K texture, for example? I don't worry too much about textile density, which is probably a bad thing. I kind of just export everything because I'm selling the pack. And people can pick out objects and stuff and use them with other things and not just my own, if that makes sense. So everything is outputted as 4K. All the textures are 4K, regardless of the size of the model, which is a bad thing to do if you're going to make a production ready game. But I'm providing that high level texture, which can muck up the textual density. I get that. There'll be a range. But I provide those textures at a high resolution, so if you need it at that high resolution, you have it. If that makes sense. It's because the use cases of this could be a lot of different things. That's why I don't really muck with that. Because you could take that chair and you'll need it for some other project, and then you need to change the texture size for that project, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it. So I don't really worry about it for my case because I am selling this as an asset to be used in many different scenarios. So yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. I don't worry about it too much, just because it can be used in so many different. Yeah, it does make perfect sense. I can't tell who's going to use it for what. If I made this like a 1K texture, and then they put it into something they want to render at very high quality, then they've only got that 1K texture because that's the only one I exported for them. You could scale them down in Engine. That's the thing about Unreal. It's so easy. You can just go here, and then I believe it's somewhere. I can't remember now. My brain's gone blank. It's in here somewhere. Is it like max? I think it's called like max res. Max texture size. So you can put like 1028, which is 1K. Oh, it's gone to 2K. What is 1K? It's 1028, isn't it? No, 24, sorry. 1024. So now that's 1K texture. So max in-game 1K. But then you've still got this imported 4K. So if you put that back to 0, it'll go back to its native, which is 4. So if someone's going to use this pack, they can do that. Because it varies on use case. That's what I see it as. Anyway, let's get this pattern in here. I want to look at a chair that's kind of like... Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Let's export them. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Let's have a look how that looks, and if it does look good. I mean, it's there. God, this is going so slow. Thank you, Substance, making my engine go so slow. So hard to see in this lighting condition. I wonder if I should just open it in the model viewer. It'll give us the best representation, wouldn't it? I mean, it looks fine. Oh, this doesn't look as good as I thought it'd look. Looks better here. Looks better in here. I wonder if it's because... I wonder if we can change the contrast to this fill. Yeah, we can. Just to make it a bit more defined, maybe. So it's like very visible. Or just more visible. Oh, it's so slow though sometimes. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. It reminds me of like a guy with like a big tattoo on his back. Maybe lighten it a little bit more. Textures are kind of failing to load, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, I think we should just lighten it a bit more. So it blends a bit better. And just kind of leave it at that. I don't know. It's up to really personal preference, isn't it? It's like, it looks fine. Let's do the bottom bit. Maybe I'll provide two texture sets, one with and one without. I don't know. It's kind of a tough call to make. Maybe it's just the wrong kind of pattern. So maybe it needed something simple. Nah. Don't think I have anything like that though. Tell you what, let's put the second bit in and then worry about that afterwards. I just don't know which one I want to go for. I think like something like this, but where did that go? 185. Oops. Deco, we'll call it deco. Texture. Put it in this project. We want... I'm going to put this in a new folder. And call it pattern 1. We're just essentially going to do the same thing. It's always good to name stuff because you'll lose the idea what it's supposed to be. We need to put that. I think it's there. I don't know which. Oh, no, we're good. Tell me what needs to happen as well. That needs to go there. I'm going to black mask that to just there. Good. Okay, let's fix that. Because I think the height of this was affecting that as well. Yeah, it definitely was. Try and get this circle like aligned with that as best as I can. Do you know it doesn't look too bad with that there? So add that stain as well. So I'm going to steal the one from here. Just so we have like more or less the same settings. But now I need to change the fill to this. And now we need to match up the coordinates as well. Oh. Just so it goes where it needs to be. There's no easy way of doing this. You have to just copy the values one by one. And we just need to put that as 90, I believe. There we go. It's a bit overkill. Lab Game says, might have asked that under one of the products, but it would have been hard to make your stuff. For example, a house look more run down or abandoned by repainting it in substance. Okay, so you're talking about the houses that we've got on Marketplace and trying to make it look a bit more abandoned. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Let me Get marketplace. So say like this pack and like dirty it up and smash some of the windows and stuff. I mean, it's anything's possible if you want to retexture stuff. It just really depends on like, because if I was someone using this pack and I wanted to do that, I would build the houses, and then I'd like merge some of the pieces together and maybe put like a mask over them and dirty up that way through a shader. You can replace all the textures though, because they're all tileable textures, and you can slap decals on them. You could remodel the windows and smash them. I mean, there's plenty of ways of doing it. It just requires a bit of extra work. So it's possible. This was most certainly possible. I think someone's attempting that, and I think I reposted it. Like, someone's attempting to make it look a bit more dirty. Obviously, they can go a bit further than what they're doing, but I think they're in the process of doing that. Because I think it's with town stores and this pack, we use like, I'm using masks to create dirt on everything. So like up here. And you could edit those within the shader to increase it or decrease it. And you could also, if you were smart enough to edit the masks themselves in Substance and increase the dirt that way. Let me think what other ways you could do it. I saw that Will Foucher like released a shader that allows you to paint dirt as well on nanite meshes. So there's so many different ways of doing it. It's possible. I wouldn't say it's like particularly easy though. I think Prophouse actually retweeted a game doing the same thing recently on Twitter. Yeah, that's what I was just showing. They are dirtying up stuff and doing that. It is possible. I wonder if I can show in here actually. Sorry, it's going really slow because my RAM usage of Substance and everything else open. I don't know if it's going to do it the way I want to. I don't like. Why is that like that? Maximize, please. That's weird. Funny. Anyway, this shader uses like a mask to define dirt. And you can have two textures, and you can change those textures to whatever the hell you want. So you can have like a damaged brick and then a normal brick. I think at the moment it's like a painted brick and a non-painted brick. And then you can like change the dirt intensity. So like put that to 1, and it's like dirtier. And I think you can change like the contrast to that. And a bunch of other things as well. There's like, I mean, if you changed, say, the painted brick to a damaged brick, and then you can change some of the values here. But I think we only started using this shader from town stores, small town stores pack, which is this one that uses like the master builder shader, which is like with all this dirt masking. Because I don't know if you can see like some of the edges here are all like damaged and chipped, because all I'm doing is I'm using a tileable texture across everything, and then to add like detail and that you couldn't get with tileable textures, we use a mask on top of that. It uses the second UV. I hope you're still following. I don't think there's any close-up shots here. Oh, okay, you can sort of see here. See like how there's like grime and dirt in between like the crevices of the windows, and then there's like damaged wood here
That's all done with the mask. So you have a layer of like a tileable, and then you have another tileable on top of that, but then you use a mask to define where it shows and doesn't show. And then you have a dirt layer as well. But that's used across the board on all these buildings. And I'm doing the same going forward with with this pack as well. And I wonder if I can apply that to the... yeah, you could do something similar. That's just one way of doing it. What else did you say? Yeah, we need to buy some courses first to get a general understanding, but I guess if you say it's possible, I would give it a go. Thanks. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's probably the easiest way of doing it, just to dirty it, is get some decals, which are just projection. You just project the texture on top, and then you can just have a lot of control that way. The old way would have been doing vertex painting, and I think there's a way of doing it in 5.3 with nanite, but it's not quite there yet because I don't think you can do it per instance. You can just do it but per object. But that's one way of doing it as well. And the dirt effects look good, thanks, man. Yeah, it just adds that extra. I'm doing hand gestures and no one can see what I'm doing. It just adds that extra like layer of just that extra layer of and plus with like adding like models like leaves and stuff sort of help. Like here, I'm pretty sure that's a decal. Just add some variation between stuff. I think you can see like on the edge of the brick as well. That's the mask doing that. I even used it on the car park to add puddles and cracks. I think I explained this yesterday as well. That's all using a mask. It just allows you to get that little extra bit of detail with like multiple layering of textures, which is really nice. I just don't tend to. I just only use it on like big buildings and stuff, where I use tileables. But isn't it heavy on performance if you use a lot of decals? Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I don't know what the cost performance for decals are, but I don't think it's as bad as you think. A lot of them are just like reusing the same texture, and you just spat them around. It might be better to do it by like the mask, like I've got, rather than putting like 100 decals on it. But you can just use decals to just help break it up a bit further, or add something that's completely different. Right, what were we doing? Were we just exporting this? Because we have a lovely pattern now on the chair. 11:30 almost. Okay. Come on, textures, load, please. Neat. I might change the top one eventually. But I kind of like it. I need to fix one thing on this chair, and I think it's this last spindle, whatever you call it, spool. It's like the texture's broken on it for some reason. Other than that, I think they're pretty good. It's a chair, all right. Cool. Let's call that done, I think. Oof.
Do 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 do. Save. Let's free up some RAM memory. Right, what have we got here? Because we want our old table. We want to chuck a cloth on that and make like a cloth version. Or like a cloth I can just snap to it. But I think I want like probably like 3 or 4. Like one that's like a dust sheet going over a chair. Because we're going to use a unique texture for this. I could use a tileable and just call it a day, but I don't. See, this is when masks come into use, but I don't. I just want to have more control like I had with this, the piano. The piano I couldn't be bothered to model, so I threw a cloth on it. Let's see. Let's try it. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. And, yeah, and get a drink. And then we'll start doing some physics in Blender. Be back in just about a minute or two.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Unexpectedly, my brother called me. He he wanted to know how to download the new God of War DLC, which I have not touched yet. It's on my PlayStation right now. But I told him because I saw some spoilers of that. I said, try avoid the spoilers because they're very like story heavy. Anyway, I don't know. He just phoned me to ask me how to get it. And then he starts. You know what happens when you start talking to someone and you just keep going. Anyway, we're gonna throw a cloth on this, aren't we? That's what we want to do. We've just made a duplicate of it, so we call this like cloth. We need to put physics. Where is it? Physics. This is our collision. This is also our collision. Then we need to add mesh plane. And I wonder how far we want it to drape. Thinking. We'll see what it's like. We want object, set origin to the volume, maybe. Changes to cloth. Let's add some cut lines in it. Maybe like 60. It might be a bit overkill. But what we'll do is we'll simulate it. We'll keep a version for the high poly, and then we'll decimate it so we can get rid of some of the polygons, the triangles that are in between that we don't need. Ooh. Come out of edit mode, don't we? Oh yeah, that's it's working exactly how I want it. I'll tell you what, it's probably because this model is quite complex. So let's make a simplified version of that. And then we can up the quality of this as well. And then hopefully that will smooth out some of the errors there. So if we add a cube, it's just essentially a cube, but we just want to throw it over. So if we make it the same dimensions as our table, then maybe we can hide this, change all transforms. We'll change that to a collision. Okay, now let's try it. Ooh. I mean, I don't know why it jumped away. It's kind of funny. Maybe we just put it a bit closer. So when it falls, it doesn't like thud. Oh, it's stop dragging it. I wonder. We need to put some self collisions. That's one thing we need to do. Let's call this table cloth. I need to remember where collisions, self collisions. We also want to change the quality, maybe to like double. Ooh, maybe not double yet. Let's just keep it on 5 for now, just to see if we can get it to where we want it. Gonna need more triangles.
I just don't know. Look, it eventually like dragged it off. It's so funny. Yeah, we need more subdivision in it. So we'll do like a 1 subdivision. Oh, here we go. Maybe I should save it before we do this. Just remember, like 3D software just likes to crash. Always save. Oh, we're not got our screencast. Just so you can see what I'm pressing in the corner. Oh, this is not working the way we want it to work. Okay. Well, thanks for that. That was bloody terrible. I wonder if we subdivide it after the fact. Why you stay there? Excuse me. So we do this and then we subdivide it. Maybe that'll work. Let's make a duplicate version. I'm going to convert to mesh. And then we're going to sub. And we get this really nice looking, smoother looking cloth. What if we put like a weighted normal on it? It's like, yeah. I don't know if I like how like this bit's higher than this bit, or maybe that's better, or maybe we should just throw it in the engine and just see what it says, like how it speaks to us. Like, do we want to drape it all over? It's like some decisions that need to be made. I think we just need to put it in the scene and have a look. Just as like a dirty test model. So like SM table cloth 01 or something like that. Just checking if there's anything in the chat. I didn't see anything in the chat. It's okay. Okay. We want our export folder where we put it. I'm going to chuck it in here. Get it import. It doesn't matter. Just throw it in. It's the wrong orientation. That's why it's like that. Oh. No, we just need to fix some stuff on it. It's not terrible. It's not bad at all. Is it? Is it? I mean, it's a good attempt. I wonder if we want like a shorter one. It does need fixing. Unless that's because that's rotated slightly and not on the same rotation angle. Am I right? I am right. There you go. It doesn't need fixing. Pretty cool, huh? Obviously, it'll be double-sided when it's when we put the cloth shader on it. I just don't know if I want it shorter. If we look at
like a tablecloth. You know? Oh, well, actually. It's more or less what we want. It's uneven, so it's like kind of messy. Maybe it just needs to be a bit shorter. I don't know. I kind of like it, but also kind of don't at the same time. Well, that does nothing. That's great. Thank you. I think we'll leave it for the tablecloth. I kind of want like a cloth that drapes over like a pile of stuff. Like if I wonder if I make it an assembly of things and then put like a big dust sheet over it. It's something I can just shove in a corner. Like something like this. But I wonder if that simulation on it's gonna be okay. So what I'll do is I'll make like a collection in the engine. Let's move it away from this wall though. I'll make a collection in the engine and then I'll export it as like one big mesh. And then from there I'll put it in Blender and put a cloth on it and just see how it works. See if it's something that I desire. Or it looks desirable anyway. Just thinking of like a random composition of like how these chairs would be. So maybe move this one over. Let's put that on local. It's not giving me. And if we make the cloth big enough for it to cover everything, then maybe we can hide almost everything. Any plans to add in things like radiators? Might be an easy one to duplicate around to break up the walls along. Yeah, I mean, this is literally on my list. I've got like a very crude list. One of them was clock, which I've already done. One of them says radiators, and the other two are table and a chair with cloth variation. Because I was thinking, yeah, like you say, like adding like radiators and maybe using some of these pipes as well would like break up like this very boring side of the wall, and they just you could just duplicate them everywhere, couldn't you? So yeah, that's definitely on my agenda. It's totally on my agenda. Let's put another chair on the other side, I think. I don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to work. I don't know if I should incorporate that one. Let's just try it, yeah. I think it's like off the first thing, isn't it? It'll put the pivot. I can't remember. So we're going to do... We need tools and we need a merge.
Merge actors tool. We just need that. We don't need to merge physics data. There's no physics data. Let's put it in the same folder as old furniture. SM old furniture. Let's call it a stack or something. And then we want to export this asset actions. We want to export it as an FBX. And we'll put it in here. That's fine. Export. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work the way I want it to work. But we'll find out. So worried. We need to change this to a collision. I just seriously don't know if this is going to do what we want it to do. Let's add a new plane. Say 5 meters? No. 4. 4 seems reasonable. Let's try and get like above the thing. Maybe put it on a slight angle. I think we just need to make this a bit more geometrically dense than the other one. So we do cut lines, we'll do 60. Maybe a bit 75 by 75. Put it as a cloth. Let's just do one quick test. Ooh. If only it didn't really muck up so badly. I think you just need like higher quality and self-collision. If I put that on 10, I wonder if it will just retain. Come on, please. Maybe I'm throwing it too hard on. Too hard on there. Let's just sort of just let it land. Like it looks good at the start. And then it just starts to like, oof, stop it. It's getting tangled. I wonder if we need like simplistic versions of everything just to make it work. As the collision's like, we just find a spot before it like. Looks like a child's fort. It's funny. Let's put it on like 15. Maybe that will improve it. It did seem to do something. Obviously it'll go slow. It's so close, isn't it? It's just when it slams. Right here. Wonder if there's something else we can do. I think there's something you can do with like some padding to it. Like padding to the collision. I just don't remember. Yeah, like thickness outer. We'll see what happens first. It's like it gets to a certain point and just starts to like get caught up in everything else. So I think if we put like a thickness to it,
I don't know if this is going to work. To like, say 0.5 instead of 0.02. Oh god. Maybe that's a bit too much. That's way too much. Stop. Oh, what a disaster. Stop. Yes, thank God. Yeah, that's... Okay, maybe not that much. Maybe 0.03 then. Jeez. Ooh. Please be better. I'm just going to have to simplify it. Don't think there's any other way. Like we did with the table where it was just like a cube. Yeah, there's no other way, is there? Because it just gets to a point where it's like, doesn't know what to do. Please stop. Yeah, it's like getting mucked up in everything. Okay, there's object collisions as well here. Maybe that'll help. Let's change... Because we did 4 on that. Tell you what, go back here. That's the default. Let's change this. Collisions. Distance. We'll increase the distance. So it's 1.5 at default. So let's put it. Let's double that to like 3 then. Maybe it'll have a bit more resistance to whatever it hits. I mean, almost. It just gets tangled in these thin spindles and stuff, doesn't it? Let's double that again. Come on. You bugger. Okay, we've really increased it now. It's like at some point it almost like shrink wraps. Doesn't it? It's getting close though. What if you do a simple block out around the chairs? Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it, isn't it? Literally just like make these just cubes around the, at least around the back. Because even doing this distance stuff is still it's still having a hard time. Yeah. I think that's what we'll do. Because there's just no other way around it. Oh. At least I can try. Come on, please pause. Mike crashed it though. Nope. Stop. Stop the simulation. Let's get rid of it. Go away. Try it again.
Okay, we'll leave it at 0.3 where it was. Big cloth. Call that big cloth. Just hide it. I do have a tool that might assist here. Now this is what happens when you export a nanite mesh from Unreal. Maybe that's also mucking it up. They're basically like crushed. So what we do, I think if you just select these and we just add a box. It's not very good, is it? Maybe just add something convex. Can I do convex? Oh, that's not too bad. Right, we'll do that. This is a nice tool, actually. I've never used it before. This is what I want to use for just doing collisions. I think we just want that on one pole at a time, don't we? Maybe. God, I'm just trying to learn how to use this. I've never used it before, so forgive me. I just literally have to press enter. Okay. Then maybe this will help. Let's add a convex hull. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these collisions, and then we'll probably merge that together. Then we'll hide the original mesh. Because why bother? Can I just do a box with this? It's not in the exact orientation, is it? I wonder if we can just edit that. Give me some snap. Okay, sweet. Let's just keep going. Just want one, don't we? No, stop. Come on, select it. That's what I need to do. I need to be on face. Be easier to select. Just put like... Oops. You need to press enter to confirm. Okay. This is a nice learning exercise. My stream is a bit behind. Mostly there now already. Ignore me. Oh, what did you say? So Andy asks, it might be easier to create chairs, collisions, but yeah. I got you. That's what I'm doing. Might be easier to make simple collisions. It's working. We'll see if it works anyway. Just something that like represents it, sort of. This is a neat tool, though. I've never used it before. So this will be the.
So this will probably save me a lot of time just to be able to add box collisions and stuff with just literally selecting the elements, which is really nice. Just want it on one leg here, don't we? And then on one leg here. I don't know if this is going to help tremendously. We'll see what happens. I think it will especially help at the back. Alright, just slowly get in there. Let's get these last... Is this the last chair? I think this is the last chair. Select you, maybe you and you. Maybe that as well, actually. Convex, convex. Better. Better. This and this. Okay. Okay. So then what we do is we'll hide that. So now we have like a simple version. Then I wonder if I could just like go join them all together. And then just make that a collision. Never done this before. This will be a fun little experiment. Ooh, please be better. Ah, what is happening? It doesn't like it. Doesn't like something. Maybe these are too thin still. Tell you what we're going to do. I wonder if we could just decimate it actually instead of spending my time doing that. Decimate it by 0.5. This looks so messy. It's not going to help, is it, Marco? No, that's not. It's only probably going to make it worse. I think we just need to make simpler shapes with the collision. I kind of need these stupid stick shapes. Wonder if that improves it. Where did they go then? Ooh. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Oh,